Hey everyone, I'm Michael. Welcome to another LittleBigPlanet tutorial. In this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of a concept I came up with in this little level here. What I've essentially done is I've created a set of obstacles here that are based around the game's basic hazard tools. So as you can see, we have this big fire pit that we cannot actually get across as a player. However, if we go into our Sackpocket, we have a few items here, and one of them is called fire. And if I select fire, suddenly my sack person is red and on fire, and I can walk over the fire. Now we have this wall of horrible gas, but if I switch to my gas power-up, I can safely walk through, as long as I'm holding the power-up. If I dequip it, or I activate another power-up, now I can't walk through the gas. I die. Alright, so let's get myself over there again. And then switch to horrible gas. And now I have these electricity stairs, so I need to become electric. And then I have this platform that's plasma material, and as you can see, if I don't have the proper power-up applied, I do in fact die when I when I interact with a hazard of that type. So I gotta go back up there, because I haven't created any checkpoints for this level. And now we're almost dead. But you get the point. The idea here is that I can make the player immune to a certain ability whenever a certain Sackpocket item is equipped. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to implement that. So I've created another identical copy of this level on my moon that doesn't have any of the features we just implemented. By the way, I'm going to be creating an adventure much like I used to in the old days, containing all of these tutorial videos as levels, so you can go in and see how they're implemented for yourself. But either way, I have a level over here that's an identical copy, but missing what we need to implement. So if I go into this one, I don't have anything in my sock pocket. I don't have... Oh wait, I do have something in my sack pocket, but I'm not sure why. I shouldn't. Yeah, it's a little bugged. Okay, well, either way, I don't have anything in my sack pocket, I don't have any abilities. So how do we get through this level? Well, the first thing we need to do is create the actual Sackpocket items. The way we're gonna do this is I'm gonna use a simple basic cardboard item. Now it's gonna be static physics, because it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna create it 1 layer thick, and I'm going to grab 2 things out of my inventory. I'm gonna grab a blaster handle from the creature pieces section, and I'm gonna place it on the side there. And I'm gonna grab a microchip, and I'm gonna place it on the object itself. This is gonna give us 2 circuit boards. This is sort of like the Pokeball tutorial I made, but a little bit different, in that we don't actually need the blaster handle output for the microchip. We just need the blaster handle so that the game recognizes that this is a power-up. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a tag, and we're gonna place it on the microchip. And for sanity's sake, I'm gonna set it to blue, and I'm gonna add a new label. For this one, I'm gonna call it fire. Just like that. And now it's placed on the microchip. Then it's just a matter of copy-pasting these. We'll need 4 of them. 1 for electricity, 1 for plasma, and 1 for horrible gas. We'll have to go into each one and tweak their tags accordingly to set the labels. So for this one, I'm gonna go gas. For this one, I'm gonna go with electricity. Alright. And then for the final one, I'm gonna go with plasma. Alright. So that's going to allow us to have these all as different Sackpocket items. Now we're gonna shrink them down to be very small so that we can go ahead and have Sackboy hold them and have them be a regular size for an item that Sackboy would hold in his hand. So to achieve that effect, I'm going to do exactly what I did with my Pokemon level, or my Pokeball tutorial, and I'm going to shrink these down to the smallest grid size. And that'll work just like that. And then what we need to do is we need to go into our global stuff, and we're gonna go into our Sackpocket items category. And just save one or each one individually. So I know that this is gonna be the gas one, so once I save it, I'm gonna go ahead and name it gas. You have to name them, otherwise they're gonna show up as some kind of object in your Sackpocket, and that's not exactly user-friendly to the player. Once you've actually saved the object to your Sackpocket, you no longer need it. But it might be a good idea to keep it in the level until we're done. That way we can actually create the Sackbot and not have to worry about having the game have to recreate the labels. But anyway, I'm going to capture this one, and I know that this is going to be electricity, so again, I'm going to name it electricity. Alright, so that's electricity. Now for the plasma one. And we're gonna name it plasma. Alright, and then finally we're gonna do the fire. Now we're done creating the Sackpocket items. So, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and create a custom character, because, well, if we go and equip the fire item, well, yeah, we're holding it in our hand, but we're not on fire. And we're not immune. So what we need to do is we need to create a custom character that can react to those tags and become impervious to whatever danger the tag relates to. And we can do that very easily with Sackbots. In LittleBigPlanet 3, if you don't know, a Sackbot is really how you create custom characters. So what we're going to do is I'm first going to go ahead and make sure that he copies the player's costume. That's fairly important, and I'm going to set his animation style to Sackboy. That's all we need to do in the Sackbot's tweaks. But we're going to need his microchip, because we're going to add another microchip inside it that's going to react to our 4 tags. Alright, so then I'm going to expand the size of the microchip vertically, and I'm going to grab 4 danger tweakers, which can be found here. along with the missiles and bombs and all that stuff. But anyway, we're gonna place 4 of them down on Sackboy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Then we're gonna tweak them and make sure that they're each set to their individual types. So this one's gonna be electricity. This one's gonna be plasma. And this one's gonna be horrible gas. Alright. Now we need some remote tag sensors. And the reason we're gonna use remote tag sensors is because this is the player, and I know some of you might want to use dynamic thermometer, and remote tag sensors don't create trigger radiuses, and which means that they don't contribute to the loading zone. And since we're gonna be making this the player character soon, we definitely don't want to make a very large loading zone around the player. But anyway, we're gonna set these up to match the tags that we created earlier. So for this one, we're gonna go for gas and place that on the board. And then we're gonna go for, with this one, I believe, yeah, based on the icon, that looks like plasma, so I'm gonna go with plasma and place it on the board. And then I'm going to make this one be electricity, placed on the board. And then I'm gonna make this one be fire, and placed on the board. Whoops. Now we just need to wire these in. So as you can see, Sackboy is still on fire here, and as we wire these in, they're going to actually, they're gonna conflict with each other, but it's gonna be okay. So we're gonna wire this in, and he's gonna be on fire. We're gonna wire this in, and then he's gonna be electric. Wire this in, and then he's gonna be plasma. And wire this in, and then he's gonna turn into horrible gas. He ate a little too much Taco Bell there, but it's okay. Then we can close off his circuit board and his microchip, and we can throw him in the air, and we're gonna capture him as a player character by going into our global stuff and doing just that. And I'm gonna call him Immunoboy. You know, because he gets immune to things. Immuno... And there it is on the side, because I've already done this. Alright, Immunoboy. That's gonna be our character. Now we can safely delete him from the level, as well as our 4 objects here, because they are in our Sackpocket. Now, if we equip Immunoboy in our level, it's gonna quickly load in, because I have an SSD in my PS3, and then we can activate any of his powers by going into our Sackpocket items, and we can equip gas, and then we can equip this one, equip this one, and equip this one, and then they're gonna appear in our Sackpocket. And we can select either one. So right now we want to be on fire, so, you know, we'll select fire. And we can safely walk over that fire pit. Become gassy, and we can safely walk through the stinkiest thing in LittleBigPlanet ever. Become electric, and suddenly, we don't become ground. And become made of plasma, and, you know, the world likes to work with us. And we've made it through the level, and fallen down. Now, there are some weird things with this. Actually, I think this might be a me issue. Okay, what happened here is the collision is all messed up on here. I could fix that, but you know what? Actually, I'm going to. It's messing with me. I fell through the level, and it's bothering me. Anyway, so yeah, this works remarkably well. Now, the last thing that we can do, of course, is we can set up Immunoboy to be the spawn character by going into our start gate and tweaking it so that Immunoboy is its character. And then, what'll happen is we'll need to figure out some sort of way to get the items into our sack pocket, and that is fairly easy. We use our good old friend, the static physics sticker panel with 0% transparency, and we're going to place a microchip on him. And then there's a weird issue with LittleBigPlanet, where a Sackpocket item is placed in a level, or a Sackpocket tweaker is placed in a level or in a microchip with nothing wired into it. Doesn't activate. It's one of those types of objects. So we're actually going to go in and create a player sensor here and set this whole thing up. So we're going to grab a player sensor, and it's going to have a radius that's perfectly fine for what we need, and then we're going to grab a Sackpocket tweaker, specifically 4 of them, and we're going to place them down on the board. The first one is going to be our gas. The second one is going to be this one. The third one is going to be this one. And the final one is going to be the last one. That's a sentence that I probably shouldn't have said. But either way, we're going to wire these, all 4 of them, into the player sensor, and then the game is going to automatically give these items to us when we spawn in the level. So, we spawn in the level and save our changes, and then we should be able to spawn in as Immunoboy. And I had that item selected for some reason, I don't know why, but as you can see, I don't know what's going on there. There's fire. But as you can see, we have our sack pocket items, we can walk over the fire, we can play the level. Everything is all hunky-dory. Not really. But you get the point. We've successfully created that little concept. And with that said, I have been Michael. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.